So interesting. I just love seeing all the Dimash groupies. They just... Thank you for coming with your blower into my space. Hello, Johan Bester here from Charisma Performing Arts. Welcome to another reaction video. Today, I will be analyzing a singer that has been analyzed a lot, and you might be very aware of the name Dimash Kudaibergen. I think I'm saying that correctly. He's a guy from Kazakhstan. He's now 27 years old. He really came to the world's attention in 2017 with his version of the song SOS, which he performed in some huge and widely televised Chinese talent show of some sorts. Now, I have listened to him, a lot of his songs already, so I'm very aware of Dimash's absolutely extraordinary vocal abilities. But today, I'm going to listen to his rendition of a Queen song. The song is called The Show Must Go On. I've never heard this one, so what you're going to get from me today is again, just like in the previous videos, is a real, true first reaction. Okay, I'm really keen to see what someone like him does with a classic rock song from the early 90s. That's a really interesting choice because he normally chooses things that can be very theatrical, right? By the way, did you know that he was offered a position by the, let me just find the right word, Astana Opera in Kazakhstan in 2013, which he declined. And I think it was a smart move because he has found his own lane. He carved his own path as a sort of crossover, between the operatic and the contemporary, and he does all these big audiovisual, spectacular things when he performs and when he does his shows. He's classically trained in opera and he's also university trained in contemporary music. So very interesting singer to take a look at. And I can't wait to hear what this Queen song sounds like.
他学坏了，冲观众放电。
应该呀，长得也很帅。
What they said. He's so intentional with his body movement and where he puts his head and his eyes. Love that.
Empty spaces, what are we living for? The boundless places, a wasted nose is score. Holding on, does anybody know what you're looking for? And not the hero, and not the mind described. We had the curtain in the path to mind.
Because I just want to say something about the beginning. Obviously, the instrumentation is really interesting. Not a rock song at all. But again, that sort of crossover, classical contemporary sort of vibe with the strings and that, beautiful. And then he starts out in his normal man voice, right? Just very comfortable, a lower range. It is a shame for me that his English pronunciation, just like mine, his English pronunciation isn't so great. Like some of the words he actually mispronounces. I know maybe it doesn't matter, with Dimash, because people don't watch him to hear every word that he says, but just to actually hear the spectacular vocals. But yeah.
What's in line to steady penny won't to take it anymore. Show must go on. Show show must go on. Inside my heart is breaking, my mind may be flying, but my spine still stays home.
Oh, that's so beautiful, hey. The way he goes into that falsetto sound. So that's a falsetto is when a male sings in their higher range, but with slightly disconnected vocal folds. So what that means is some of the breath is leaking out, and you get that breathy tone. It's very emotive, and this is one of his signature sounds that he makes. And he does it so masterfully. It's all absolutely under his control. And like I said, very, very emotive. And a bit unexpected, right? So clearly this is going to build. This is going to go somewhere, right? The big notes are coming for sure. But he draws you in with that very breathy tone in that higher range. And it just makes you lean in and go, okay, what's going to happen next? So that's really cool.
Whatever happens, I need it all to change. And as it continues, and as it romance.
Okay. That teach that you heard was the word heartache. Just saying. Yeah, so now, different sound again. This is what he can do. That very few singers can do. Like he can go from this kind of sound to that kind of sound. And then the breathy female range that we talked about just then. Yeah, and it just makes you want to listen, right? You just want to go, yeah, come on, what are you going to show me next? So that's really, really amazing how he can do that. And it's just so easy for him. So easy. It looks so easy. Because it is, and I can tell you why as well. Some people think that if someone has a voice like that, they just fell out of bed one morning and they were this amazing, talented singer. No. That is years and years and years of commitment, of training, of discipline, of teaching the muscles how to work in all these different ways. So he has real mastery of his own instrument. Because it doesn't matter what sound he chooses to sing in, nor what range he sings in, he has absolute control of it. It truly is something absolutely spectacular.
On and on, just anybody know what you're looking for. Question learning, I must be coming now. Some training. What's it calling now? All Southern breaking, but inside things it taking back into me clean.
I'm sorry. I'm a real Dimash fan. But it really bothers me that he is mispronouncing the words so badly. I'm like, honestly, you cannot hear what he's saying and what he's talking about. So that it's the first time that it bothers me that much. I think most of the other videos that I've seen of him, he was singing either in French or in Russian or in his mother tongue. So it didn't bother me that much. But now, especially this is a Queen song, hello. We know the song. We know what the words are and what the story of the song is, and we actually can't hear it at all. So that's...
Show must go on. Show must go on.
Okay. Very impressive sound. But I am really disappointed that I can't hear the of on. Show must go on. He hasn't said the in either one of those, which is a real pity. I think he should work very hard at his English pronunciation so that when he does cover songs that millions or billions of people know, that the words are actually recognizable. Just wanted to check the pitch there. So that's a high C, like a tenor high C. And he does it in like a crossover sound between a contemporary sound, like a mixy sound, and a sort of a tenor operatic vibe, which is really cool.
Inside my heart is breaking. I wake up every begging, but my smile still stays on.
The drama is really cool, right? Okay. That is ridiculous, okay? That is a freaking Queen of the Night high E flat that very few properly trained sopranos can sing really well. So, I mean, that is just mind-blowing how he can do that. And of course, I knew, like I said earlier, he was going to build into something. He likes to show that part off as well, of his skill and of his voice, which is great. I'm not finding it super, super effective in this song, in this arrangement, I must say. It feels a little bit forced to me. It feels a little bit like, okay, now it has to be time for me to show you that I can do that. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. Down on the knees. That sound, I love. I think that is the best sound for the song. And I think maybe he could have considered to be a little bit less showy-offy with all the different kinds of sound that he can make in the song and just sing it. I mean, if he just sang the whole song in that kind of sound, it would have been impressive enough. I mean, the range that he covers, you can just start going up an octave and sing the whole song there, and then just drop down again and sing the rest of the song in the lower octave. So that already is very impressive. It's beautiful the way he does it, so controlled. And I think that sound suits the song much better. And I, as a listener, wouldn't have been disappointed if he sang most of it just in that sound. I think I would have found it easier to stay engaged in the song instead of just waiting for what's the next big thing that he's going to do with his voice, if that makes sense. He's so dramatic. I must say, some of that drama I felt was a little bit forced in this performance. And just the end, must go. That was so grungy, right? And in that super high, belty, mixed vibe. And then the soprano high note. I don't think it was necessary to make the the ending spectacular. It was spectacular already. So yeah, so interesting. I just love seeing all the Dimash groupies. They just thank you for coming with your blower into my spice. Okay, so very interesting. Dimash singing Queen. Trying to turn that rock song into a Dimash spectacular. Again, as you could see, there was lots of lights and he was very dramatic and he always wears something really interesting. I think he does that really well. He knows what he wants to do as an artist, as a performer, his stagecraft and so on. I think the going on the knees and all of the big hands and stuff was a little bit forced for me in this rendition. I'm sorry. But my biggest complaint is that if you're going to sing in a different language, doesn't matter who you are, then I think you must ensure that you can pronounce everything properly so that people can actually follow what the song is about. Even in SOS, which is just incredible, there's some French that he's actually pronouncing very incorrectly. So, yeah, that for me is not a good thing. But I mean, the main thing about Dimash is just that he has shown the world what is possible, what a human voice is capable of. It is absolutely astonishing. I am a huge fan. I'm following him. I'm keen to see what he's going to do next, because it's also a challenge, hey? I mean, the thing that he does is so niche, right? Like, it's almost just him and 2 or 3 others in the last 20 years who've done similar things in a similar kind of way. So I think his challenge is, what will I do next? How can I top the previous high E flat, right? So it's cool that he does take different types of songs from different genres and tries to turn it, to demashify it. But I don't think that was super successful. I would love to hear what you think, actually. If you can put a comment below this video and just let me know whether you think what I said was useful, or whether you disagree with me totally. I would really love it if you would let me know what you thought about that. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, please take care of yourself and keep listening to amazing singers out there. There's a lot to listen to. Listen with intentionality. Don't just listen for the emotive, but listen analytically. Listen to the sound. Look at the stagecraft. Look at the setting. If it's a performance in a video, like, look at all the different artistic and creative elements and stuff. Make it an even bigger experience for yourself when you watch great singers than just the first emotional thing that happens because of the song choice or what the voice sounds like or whatever. Thanks, everybody. Take care.